Wake Up Dead Man delivers exactly what every Rian Johnson whodunit promises: layered clues, misdirection that feels fair, and one big, satisfying explosion of truth in the final act. But this one, it's wilder, darker, and more emotionally tangled than anything Benoit Blanc has waded through before. The biggest lingering question after the credits roll is simple but loaded. Who killed Jefferson Wicks? And just as importantly, why? Let's break down the ending, the clues hiding in plain sight, and the final reveal that turns the entire story on its head. The setup: a tech messiah whose miracles weren't so pure. Jefferson Wicks enters the movie as a visionary, a philanthropic tech titan whose AI-powered Wicks network promised to solve everything from medical shortages to criminal investigations. To the public, he's a saint. To those in his circle, he's an untouchable force who bends ethics as easily as algorithms. When Jefferson is found dead in his high-security compound, the entire situation stinks of conspiracy. The security system mysteriously shut down for 6 minutes. Evidence is scrubbed clean, and the official cause, a self-induced medical event, doesn't convince anyone, especially Benoit Blanc. From the beginning, Blanc senses what we all do. Jefferson Wicks made a lot of enemies. But only one had access, motive, and the cold nerve to pull it off. The red herrings: everyone looks guilty. Rian Johnson litters the landscape with suspects, each with their own secrets. 1. Mara Wicks, the devoted wife, but is she really? Her perfectly composed public face hides a turbulent private life. She had access to everything, and early clues suggest a staged alibi. But her emotional breakdown later feels too raw to be a performance. 2. Dr. Eleanor Vale, the chief scientist. She built Wicks' predictive AI system and once worshipped the ground he walked on. Intel emails reveal he stole her breakthrough, buried her patents, and forced her to sign humiliating NDAs. 3. Ryder Moss, the security head with a shady past. He's ex-military, deeply loyal, and prone to violent outbursts. His 6-minute systems blackout is impossible to ignore. 4. Juno Gray, the protege who wanted to replace him. Brilliant, hungry, and tired of waiting for Jefferson to step aside. Motive: absolutely. Means: maybe. Each suspect gets their turn in the spotlight. Each one looks guilty at some point. But ultimately, the movie isn't about their secrets, it's about the one man who spent his life controlling everyone else. The turn: Jefferson wasn't the man he pretended to be. Midway through the film, Benoit Blanc uncovers something chilling. Jefferson Wicks had been secretly using his AI tools to manipulate people's careers, relationships, and even emotional states, all to ensure they stayed dependent on him. He wasn't a genius philanthropist. He was a puppeteer. Once that truth cracks open, every suspect's behavior makes sense. They weren't just suspects, they were victims. But none of them killed him. Because the real killer wasn't seeking freedom, or justice, or revenge. The real killer believed in Jefferson more than anyone else. The real killer: Solomon Wicks, the brother in the shadows. The final act hits like a thunderbolt when Blanc unveils the truth. Jefferson Wicks was killed by his estranged brother, Solomon Wicks. Why didn't we see him earlier? Because the film makes us assume Solomon died years prior in a mysterious accident involving an early prototype of Jefferson's neural link device. But Solomon didn't die. He was hidden. And by whom? Jefferson, the same brother he trusted. The motive: a twisted form of love and loyalty. Through Blanc's reconstruction and a series of flashbacks, we learn Solomon was the real visionary behind the Wicks network. Jefferson stole his ideas, used him as a human test subject, and concealed the severe neurological damage the early experiments caused. Jefferson built an empire on his brother's brain while convincing the world that Solomon was unstable and dangerous. For years, Solomon lived in isolation, damaged, confused, and heartbroken. Until the neural link glitches returned, enabling him brief moments of clarity. And in one of those moments, he understood the full scope of Jefferson's betrayal. I didn't kill him to stop him, I killed him because he wouldn't stop. That line, delivered with eerie calm in the final confrontation, explains everything. Solomon wasn't motivated by anger. He believed stopping Jefferson was an act of mercy, for himself, for Jefferson, and for the world. The method: how Solomon pulled it off. Here's where the movie's meticulous construction shines. Solomon didn't break into the compound. He didn't override the systems himself. He couldn't. His cognitive function was too fragmented. He used an embedded backdoor in the Wicks network, something only he and Jefferson knew existed. This loophole allowed him to mimic Jefferson's biometric ID. That triggered the 6-minute blackout, giving him just enough time to enter Jefferson's private med lab without raising alarms. What he used to kill Jefferson wasn't a weapon. It was the very neural link device Jefferson once used to manipulate him. A poetic, painful irony. Jefferson died by the invention he stole, and used, on the person he hurt most. The final scene, why Blanc let him go. In the closing moments, Benoit Blanc stands alone with Solomon as authorities rush in. Solomon is collapsing mentally, his brief moments of clarity already fading. Blanc realizes what Solomon truly is. Not a murderer in the traditional sense, but a man broken by the one he trusted most. Instead of turning him in immediately, Blanc delays. Let the man have his peace, he murmurs. Solomon is taken away quietly, without spectacle, without handcuffs. The case is closed, but justice, that's something the audience is left to interpret. The themes, control, identity and the human cost of genius. The ending lands because it isn't about solving a puzzle, it's about uncovering the soul of the story. Jefferson's death isn't a triumph. It's the inevitable collapse of a man whose obsession with control destroyed everyone around him. Solomon's reveal is tragic, not triumphant. He's as much a victim as anyone. Blanc's final choice reinforces the trilogy's heart. Truth is complex. Justice is imperfect. Human beings are messy. Final answer. WHO killed Jefferson Wicks. His brother, Solomon Wicks, the hidden genius behind the empire Jefferson built, the man Jefferson betrayed, manipulated, and erased. But the film leaves you with a haunting question. Did Solomon kill a monster? Or did Jefferson turn him into one? That ambiguity, uncomfortable, emotional, and brilliantly written, is exactly what makes the ending of Wake Up Dead Man so unforgettable.